Something I think that is cool in Pokemon is how many options there are to beat the game. So recently, I just came across my sister's Alpha Sapphire copy. I've been wanting to play the Ruby Sapphire Emerald generation for a while. I've been having this craving. And I wanted to play Omega Ruby specifically. Unfortunately, my old 3DS had gotten stolen and I lost my games. And so I was looking up how to emulate on my phone, and it was hard. And I was thinking about, okay, buying a new 3DS and so I could play it. But I was like, should I really buy a 3DS for one specific game? And so I ended up playing Pokemon Emerald on the Game Boy Advance version on my phone. And it was cool. And I just beat it a couple of days ago. And so I was looking through I'm at my parents' house. I was looking through my sister's room because I wanted to find her manga collection. She has this whole Attack on Titan collection. So I wanted to start like reread that. And so I couldn't find it, but I ended up finding her old 3DS. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I'm looking through her games and I see she has Pokemon Moon and like some other stuff like New Super Mario Bros. And I'm like, come on, please. And lo and behold, I found that she had Alpha Sapphire. And yeah, so she had Alpha Sapphire. So I was like, yes, thank God I get to play this. And so I messaged my sister and I'm like, yo, I found your game. I know that you've made a lot of progress in it, right? Like she had just been in the Pokemon League. And so I was like, can I restart it? And she was like, LOL, that's from 2014. Sure, go ahead. And yeah, so I looked through her team, right? And so she had a Makuhita, or like the Hariyama. She had a Torchic that she didn't evolve. It was like level 60. She had a Beautifly. She had a Lombre that never evolved to Ludicolo, a Latios, and one other thing I can't remember. And it's funny because like she beat the game with that. And meanwhile, I was the stereotypical rival who wanted the strong Pokemon. So my recent Pokemon Emerald playthrough, I had a Salamence, I had a Breloom, I had Swampert, a couple others. Yeah, but anyway, and so I've just started my playthrough of Alpha Sapphire, and I was like, okay, I want to I want to play the new Pokemon, like some different Pokemon. So I think I'm gonna have a Claydol, I'm gonna have a Tropius, Altaria. I chose Torchic to have Blaziken as my starter. So now I'm doing a whole completely different run with completely different Pokemon. And so I just think that's cool that we get to enjoy the same game, but with completely different experiences. And the thing about these games, like especially with Pokemon, is that we get attachments to certain monsters that we have. And so that's why I asked my sister, is it okay if I restart? I didn't just restart it right off rip, even though I know she probably hasn't touched this game in 10 years, because I know that the attachment we can have to our Pokemon and our progress that we've made in games, it's very real. And yeah, I just thought that I think it's cool that other games, like some games, there's like a defined set path. And so you go through the set path and everyone has the same experience. But with Pokemon, people can have very different experiences. I also remember experiencing this with Breath of the Wild. So when I was playing through Breath of the Wild, I had my own order where I did all the shrines or the big four dungeons, right? I spent a lot of time exploring, and I know that everyone who played through the game had their own journey through Breath of the Wild. For me, I did Zora's Domain, and then I started exploring a lot, and then at the end, kind of made a beeline for all the main the other three dungeons, and then I explored a whole bunch, got better armor, and then I went to go beat Ganon. Whereas I know some people may have just charged in the castle head first. Some people may have not even beat the game at all. Some people may have just explored. Some people may have role played and built up their house and stuff. So I think the point is that games give us all this individual accomplishment too, right? And yeah, I think the whole goal and point of this channel is to celebrate these things that we care about, the things that unite us, right? Like video games, anime, comic books, that kind of thing, right? Manga. And that's kind of why I started Cosplay Couture, our cosplay runway show, was because I wanted to really bring a lot of the stuff that we're into more mainstream and really bring this to our community. So yeah, that's our show. It's in Miami and New York. You can definitely check that out too. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just curious what your experiences have been, especially with the Pokemon games. You can just leave it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.